Hey everyone, Cathie here back with another video for you today. So a month or so ago, I talked about Roku in a video that's called ARK's new favorite stock because it was a moment where ARK kept on buying Roku stock and it climbed as high as their second position in their portfolio in all of their ETFs actually combined. We're going to look if that's changed right now. We're also going to look at why Roku keeps on going up because since that last video, the stock has actually rallied 85%. We're also going to look at their acquisition of Quibi and what that means for Roku moving forward. But before I do so, I just want to thank everyone that has been subscribing lately. We have reached 9,000 subscribers, so I can finally use this.
It's over 9,000!
So thanks again everyone that has been subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed yet, let's try and reach 10,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. And if you like these videos, leave it an early thumbs up as it really helps me out grow the channel and get my videos out there. So without further ado, charts first. Alright, so like I just said, since my last video, which was right around November 15th or so, the price was at $220, $225. Now we're at the $411 mark. Crazy increase in just a matter of 2 months. Now, what does that mean moving forward? Obviously, you can see here a minuscule gap right here. Now, that doesn't mean that gaps should get filled every time. It just means that, yes, there was a very positive news. We're going to look into that in this video. But overall, I do expect the stock of Roku to keep outperforming the market, especially in 2021. I'm going to explain everything in this video. Overall, if you have not entered Roku yet, you might want to wait a little bit till the stock maybe drops again below 400 or reaches 400 again. If not, just dollar cost average is the best strategy out there. Alright, so as we've just seen, Roku's stock price was at around $320 just a week ago. Now the stock has risen a lot in just a matter of days. Why that happened, we're going to look at a couple of reasons. First, we're going to look at the new price target, and then we're going to see that they have actually topped 50 million active accounts. So first, let's look at the new price target by Needham. So Roku stock rockets towards new record after Needham boosts price target. Shares of Roku are up 10% in the afternoon trading Thursday after Needham analyst Laura Martin upped her price target on the stock to $400 from $315. The stock is on track for a new record high close. It actually reached that record high. So the reason why she raised that price target is what's clear to us from 2020 is that Roku has won the streaming wars in the United States. Its connected TV focus, platform competitive advantages, modes, and execution excellence all suggest to us that Roku will continue to take market share in 2020. Martin expects greater advertising revenue for Roku in 2021 as big ad categories like travel, retail, and entertainment could step up their spending amid an economic recovery. And the second big catalyst for that rise is that Roku tops 50 million active streamer accounts, growing 39% in 2020. So Roku says it had a booming fourth quarter. The streaming platform company announced that it ended 2020 with an estimated 51.2 million active accounts, up 39% for the year, a gain of about 14.3 million accounts. Now, obviously for Roku, having more and more active accounts is a big plus, but it's also very important to look at how many hours they actually consume content, because as you might know, Roku's big revenue streams come from advertising. So it's good to have a lot of active accounts, but it's very good to have those active accounts be on the platform for a long period of time, because that will mean that they will see more and more ads. And as they see more and more ads, Roku gets more and more money. So according to Roku's preliminary estimated data, its users watched a cumulative 17 billion streaming hours in Q4 of 2020 for a total of 58.7 billion hours in 2020, a year-over-year increase of 55% for both the quarter and the full year. And more importantly is that the 51.2 million accounts at year end represent a pickup of about 5.2 million from Q3, marking Roku's biggest quarterly user growth to date. Q4 is seasonally the company's largest quarter for revenue and user additions. So maybe the best is yet to come, but like we've just seen, quarter over quarter, Roku keeps on growing. I know a lot of you don't believe that Roku can actually compete with a lot of those streaming platforms. But again, I will reinforce my point that I keep on repeating is that Roku is not really competing with the likes of Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. They are the gateway to those streaming platforms. Right, and lastly, before we go look into ARK's position in Roku, is that Roku acquired actually a company called Quibi. So Roku buys Quibi's library to boost free streaming service. Streaming giant Roku's buying the rights to dozens of shows from Quibi Holdings, the failed short video startup founded by film mogul Jeffrey Katzenberg. Now what does that entail? Roku will offer more than 75 shows that Quibi created with Hollywood studios and producers on its Roku channel, a free ad-supported streaming service. I've explained the Roku channel and why it's a super big component of the whole Roku ecosystem. If you haven't watched that video, it will be as well in the top right corner. So how did Quibi actually work? So Quibi had 7-year licensing agreements for shows. It never owned them, but instead agreed to pay to produce them in exchange for short-term licensing rights. Roku will obviously step into those deals. The vice president continues and saying, "We've really seen the success of free." Asked if Roku had greater ambitions in creating or acquiring more shows, he described the Quibi Pact as a unique opportunity because, well, they're buying tons of shows for almost free. I think they're paying 10 cents on the dollar for all the shows that Quibi has actually paid for. Now, regarding that quote, we've really seen the success of free. You can see that with free games, free apps, everything that is free, people are willing to try out. But inside those apps, you have in-app purchases, and obviously with Roku channel, which is free, but it's supported by ads. This is where Roku really sees the success, ad-driven revenue. Yes, maybe Quibi's content might not be quality content, but it adds a lot of value to their library because, well, it adds choice, which means a lot more people will stay longer on the platform. Right now, before we end this video, let's go and look at ARK's position in Roku. Alright, so first up we have the ARK Innovation ETF, where Roku now stands at the number 2. Last time I made the video, Roku was number 3 with 2.88 million shares. Now it's number 2 with 3.9 million shares, so a huge increase in that position. And looking at ARKW, still is the number 2 position in that portfolio, but they had a decrease in shares. Now they're only holding 852,000 shares. Previously held just over 1 million shares. By the way, if you want to follow ARK's buying and selling activities daily and weekly, I highly suggest you subscribe to ARK Watchers. Link will be down in the description below. It's free. As you can see here, you can also look up one stock, for example, Roku. You can see here the weekly, still the number 2 ranked, market value, how many shares they own, the share price. You can see here the shares trend, market value, and the amount of shares they have increased or decreased this week. You can also filter that, choose your ETF, see only closed position, new position, and stock that have earnings call in the next 30 days. Right, so to conclude, I'm sure a lot of you think Roku is a missed opportunity because the stock has risen from the low $60 last year to now as high as $400. But in my opinion, Roku still has a long way to go. It still is, I think, just a $50 billion company. So in my opinion, this will grow to a maybe 100 billion company in the next couple of years. I'm pretty sure this is just the start of Roku's success. Yes, the stock might be high, but the potential, in my opinion, is way higher. Some of you might have seen my holdings on Twitter. No, I personally do not own Roku because that would mean that I would need to sell another position for Roku to enter to my portfolio, but I'm extremely bullish on Roku. Another portfolio I am managing, Roku is one of the big positions in that portfolio. So yes, pretty bullish on Roku. Let me know down in the comments below if you hold Roku in your portfolio or if you're looking to buy it and what your thoughts are on the company. That will be it for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.